Hey everyone, happy Tuesday and welcome to another episode of Day in the Life of Vintage Classic Specialist. So, much better day today than yesterday. Those of you that watch the channel routinely or at least saw yesterday's episode know I put in like a 14 plus hour day and had many frustrating things going on, and today was better. So, yeah, those days happen. Anyway, so today was kind of like window day in at Vintage Classic Specialist. So let me start with what Mr. Rafa worked on here. So Rafa worked on the passenger side windows on this beautiful mouse gray 6323 window deluxe bus here. And he got these all finished assembling these and then installed it on the door. And it doesn't really, it's going to need some love here. So basically the gap at the bottom there. So those of you that don't know, this sort of piece here is called the dog leg. So our body guy looked at it and it looks like the dog leg has probably been replaced, which is pretty normal. This is something that almost always rusts out on these buses rather. So I think the dog leg has been replaced, and it's possible that when whoever did the paint and body on this car, which wasn't us anyway, they might have welded in a little bit high or something, because the gap down here is a bit tight. Okay, so that's one issue. The other is, look at this gap, or kind of like lack of a gap around the top here. It looks like there's a gap here, but there's actually not. That's just because the seal is still outside. So if I peel this down, you can see there is like no space in here at all. And this window frame can't really go down into the door anymore. And so this is hitting all along here and super, super tight up here. Although this, we can probably get this to close, but I think the major issue is probably over here. So anyway, we showed this to our super talented paint and body guy who's got crap tons of experience with these buses. He's been doing VW paint and body for, I don't know, probably 20 plus years. Anyway, this dude knows these cars, and so he knows exactly where to push and pull and all that good stuff. So I believe the plan is tomorrow morning for him to start in trying to get this. Pretty much the body has to be in a little bit better shape. And I guess part of that is actually pushing on that hinge right there, trying to get the door to go essentially forward that way a little bit to kind of create some space here. Because actually you can see there, that's the metal of the door frame hitting the metal of the car. So the whole door has to go that way. It really needs to go down a little bit too, but again, because this dog leg seems to be a bit high, we can't really adjust the door down much. Yeah, we may be able to bring it down a little bit, but it's kind of tighter than it's looking on this video. But so those are kind of the things we have to work for, is moving the hinges a little bit, maybe dropping the door a little ways this way. Anyway, that's where our super experienced VW paint and body guy comes in, is he knows. Yeah, see, I can't even really get this closed. I probably could if I slammed it, but there's no point because we're going to adjust it. Anyway, so yeah, that's where his experience and skill comes in, is making this thing fit. So yeah, anyway, Rafa did get the window on today, and then, obviously the first thing to do is try and close the door, and that's when that kind of came to a screeching halt. So other than that, he cleaned and installed all 6 pop-out window latches, so those are all in. And I think there might have been some other little thing that he did today too. Not sure off the top of my head, but yeah, mainly the door and door windows, and then all the pop-out latches. So yeah, this bus is coming along pretty nicely. And actually, once the door windows are in on both sides, We're going to be running out of things to do here pretty soon. We got to put in his front windows, which he is not going to have Safari windows. I think the bus came, excuse me, came originally without Safaris, and he wants to sort of retain that originality for this specific bus. So yeah, we'll be putting fixed windows in the front, and yeah, a little bit more wiring to finish up. So yeah, this thing's coming right along. Again, the owner and I need to chat and see if he wants to send his motor down and have us finish it up and put it in, or he wants us to send the bus back, with no motor in it, and then for him to finish it off. Totally up to him. Of course, we'd love to finish it off, and then we can give him a running, driving vehicle that's all had troubleshooting and all that good stuff done. But either way, this thing is moving right along. So great news there. I will come back to this beauty here shortly, but let me talk about what else I worked on here. So the sun is actually shining now, which it's been a super weird afternoon. It started raining, believe it or not, and we had the barn door was outside and the pickup truck were both outside, and yeah, they got rained on a little bit. Doesn't hurt them. But yeah, we pushed those back in once it started raining. So I'll come back to this one. But this car, I basically built the doors today, so that was kind of fun. Everything went pretty smooth. The only thing is that the driver's side glass. Look at this glass is so good you can't even hardly tell it's in. The driver's side glass, I've got hopefully a replacement coming tomorrow because it has scratches that extend up about halfway up it, which is pretty common on these. I think over time the scrapers pretty much turn into like stone essentially, and then if the metal down inside here that holds the scrapers maybe gets bent or something over time. Anyway, for various reasons, it's pretty normal for these things to have a lot of vertical scratches in the windows just from being rolled up and down, and again having either like rock hard seals or something metal down in here that's kind of come loose and is scraping the window. But we're getting a better window for the other side. But other than putting the window on that side, these doors are pretty much fully built. So I finished putting together the vent windows today. So basically riveted the windows, the glass and frame assemblies, which I had previously pressed to the outer frame, which goes on this rivet here, which is where it pivots at. So got those assembled, lubed up and put in the window regulators, put in the back support channel, the outer scrapers. I still need to put in the inner scrapers, but that's kind of the last step, and generally speaking, pretty easy. Just didn't get around to it today. But yeah, same thing over there, other than putting the window in and adjusting it. Then yeah, these are basically done. And then kind of keeping on with the doors, some little things here. I went ahead and put in the new dome light switches here with their little seals, and then likewise put on the seals and the check rods and their pins and the little clips here that retain them, which are kind of hard to put on and usually try and fly across the room when you're trying to put them on, those little clips. Put in the hinge plugs and stuff like that. So yeah, it's coming right along. So again, other than putting the window glass on that side and then both inner scrapers, the doors are pretty much done, at least as far as all the mechanisms. So this one rolls really nice. It's a little bit gritty sounding, but we clean the regulators out best we can and then lubricate them up real well. It's very smooth though, and that sound will be a little bit less once the door panel and everything is on there to kind of muffle that sound. But very happy with how smooth it is and so on. So I think that's, and it sounds great when you close it. It doesn't even have the outer seal on it. It already sounds great. So yeah, this is a super solid, clean car. This thing was a really great slate to do a restoration on. Really nice car to start with, and we're gonna make it just super, super, super nice. So that's the plan. Yeah. So this one. So yesterday when I put in my very long, frustrating day, this thing had some issues with how it was running, and I drove it around a little bit, and it was kind of like stalling when I would come to a stoplight and having a hard time getting it started. And then finally I couldn't get it started at all. Managed to get her to AJ's shop, and we spent, I don't even know how many hours over there trying to get this thing to start. And then we were kind of suspecting the timing, and just things just weren't really making any sense. So I pulled the crank position sensor off and actually the pulley and left those with AJ last night. And then he got to those today and looked at them, and he ended up putting two new little buttons. So basically on the pulley itself, it has two little button head screws, which are steel, of course. And those are what the crank position sensor picks up when those sort of fly around. So every 180 degrees, it gets a pulse from one of those two little button head screws, which again are metal, and the sensor is picking up the magnetic pulse basically. Anyway, so long story short, he ended up, because we couldn't get any timing. The thing was like 5 degrees retarded, which it just didn't want to start with the timing set there. And we're not really sure why it was retarded, because we're fairly positive that when we set the thing up, we had the static timing at like 10 degrees advanced. So not entirely sure what happened there, but anyway, so he moved those two little button heads on the back of the pulley and put in about 10 more degrees advanced there, like maybe 6 to 10 degrees more. And then I sort of moved the sensor as far as I could on its little mount. And the other thing I did was I pried on the little mount a little bit and closed the gap somewhat between the sensor and those little button head screws on the pulley. And previously that gap was probably about 3/16 of an inch, and I closed it down to probably more like a 1/16 of an inch. And so between those things and moving the pulley and moving those little screws, we were able to get about 10 degrees advanced static timing, and boom, the thing just like fired right up and runs super smooth. I haven't test driven it yet, other than from the parking lot to over here, but in that short amount of distance, super, super smooth. And sounds great. So a little bit of a mystery what was going on there, because again, AJ and I are both pretty sure that we set that timing up correctly whenever we put this thing together. But anyway, mystery aside, it seems like it has been sorted out now. And so had it not been raining earlier, I would have taken this thing for a spin. But I think the plan is to take this car for a drive in the morning. And I think that all of its gremlins are going to be out of it now. Again, what we've done recently is we swapped out the throttle position sensor, which was faulty and giving the ECU a voltage that it hated. That was causing some issues. And then the other was the sort of timing issue. So between those two things, I think this thing is going to run incredible now, and just need to put a few miles on it. And then the next major step really is to charge the air conditioner up on it, which my neighbor who will do that, and I talked about it today. We may actually try and charge the AC up on this thing tomorrow, so that's exciting. And then lastly, today while I was waiting for AJ to get back with me, I did put seatbelts in it. So this car has seatbelts in it now, which is pretty exciting, like a real car. And so that was also one of the sort of last major, even though putting seatbelts in isn't that major. It took about an hour. But yeah, there is plenty of light at the end of this tunnel, and this car is going to be amazing, and it's going to be done very soon. So very excited to get this baby to his owner, and hopefully he'll enjoy it as much as we think he will. So that would be it for today, guys. Didn't get a chance to do anything with the cowlet car. Sealed up those, what I think was causing the gas fumes yesterday. So I just need to top the gas tank off and drive it around a little bit, see if it's still making any gas smells. Hopefully not. And then we're kind of like ordering and trying to acquire some parts for this thing to do what the owner wants us to. So that is it for today, guys. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.